Charlie, there's this thing I've observed, and I'd started my business, and I'm sitting there a year or two later, and I'm in a room with some other folks, and I overhear a conversation across the room of someone talking about my company as if we'd been around for years and what they were looking forward to in the future. And I was like shocked how they saw my company compared to what I knew about my company, right? I knew all the uglies. I knew all the struggles. I knew all the doubts and fears. And it really convicted me. I needed to start seeing my worth of this job in a different way. And I realized it was my mindset or my identity, the identity, seeing what it really is in the future, not what it was in the past. And I read a blog the other day about that you had posted that talks about that really lands on this area. Talk to us about at some point, and you started seeing yourself as this person that could be very valuable to Seth Godin or Amit or Tim or whoever. Where did that change happen, and when did you give yourself permission? You had to give yourself permission to do that, even though other people saw you as valuable, but you still had to go, okay, I'm going to own it. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So this is really about like probably getting over imposter syndrome
Mm-hmm.
and having the confidence to approach somebody with something like this. And even beyond, if you're a business owner, like how do you have the confidence in your own value that you're providing to the world? And I think the big thing for me is I still don't like it's not about me.
Mm-hmm.
It's really the people that I approach. Yes, I have a goal in mind. Yes, I have my own selfish needs, and I know selfish is a loaded word for some people, but like let's call it what it is. I have what I want from the scenario, but everything I communicate around is about their problem and how they are in pain in some way, shape, or form. And so I think this applies to not just business owners, but graduates too, which is you have to almost think of yourself and treat yourself like you're the doctor, like you are the one who's coming to them with a diagnosis, and you're putting your heads together and saying, how can we resolve this together? So it was less like I knew I was competent with my skill sets, but it wasn't, I never came to people and said, hey, I'm a video editor. I've been editing video for years. I'm really good at it. It was none of that.
No.
No, the structure, the skeleton of the conversation matters a lot. And that is, I'm a huge fan of you. And your work has impacted me in this specific way. So I'm not just blowing smoke. Like I would send to Ramit, like for instance, I was able to create a budget. Here's a snapshot of my budget because of you, or whatever.
Well,
Right?
let's stop right there. Just when I'm interrupting. When you say you were a fan of Ramit, you were connecting with him at some level of why he does what he does. And it must have been congruent with why you believe what you believe, or why you feel your why. I mean, your why you want to help people. It was coming from a similar area. Would you disagree?
Well, it was sincere, like saying I liked him as
Right.
a person, and we all on a deep level want to be liked and approved of for the work that we do, no matter how successful you get. But I think beyond that, I the reason I love working with entrepreneurs is because they take responsibility for other people's problems,
Yeah.
right? And I've always identified with
There you
that,
go.
where it's like, look, we can't all solve every problem. We all need help. And so to approach people who I knew were already having a big impact on other people and say, hey, if I just dial you in a little bit in this one area, you will affect thousands of people in a more positive way, right? Like, these aren't little things. They have ripple effects across society. And so I always wanted to be an entrepreneur myself. And at that age, I was like, I just need to find the smartest entrepreneurs I can find that are operating in this digital era that we're in. Seth Godin was the only one who was talking about permission marketing back then, for instance, and everybody else was talking about direct mail and stuff. And so, so I wanted to learn from them and help them do their jobs better. That was really, really it.
But it doesn't sound like you were this, I'm going to make $1 billion. And you don't strike me as that money was your motivation. It seems
Never
like
been.
your motivation is I want to help other people be successful.
And that's the majority of people.
Yes.
Like at our core, the primary motivators for exceptional performance, the lowest one is money. The next highest one is purpose, right? The next highest one is pressure. So you have economic pressure, pressure of your family, pressure of your boss. The next highest one is purpose. Hey, I'm on a mission. We're going to Mars. You know, the highest one is play. That is the highest motivator for exceptional performance. I just wanted to have fun with great people, you know, and I wanted to do like my crafts, which were video and marketing. Like, they feel effortless to me, you know, they're fun.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's hard to distill all that into like a narrow thing, but money was never a motivator. Like, I've always just wanted to be able to cover my expenses and then some and build a great life now, you know, for my family. But like, money to me is just a scorecard for how much value you're bringing to other people, how many people you're affecting. And so, beyond that, I think it's just like, yeah, it's a scorecard.